At iSoftpull, we can provide lenders their customers' full credit report and FICO score using their name and address only. So whether you're in your car or in your office, or you're driving traffic to a landing page, you can now instantly know whether or not your customer qualifies. Start getting more deals with iSoftpull today.
Welcome to the webinar and thanks for joining us. Before we get started, let's talk a little bit about where we've seen soft credit checks before in action. If you've ever been to CapitalOne.com, you might have been asked, do you want to pre-qualify for a particular card? Or even American Express. Even now, there's online marketplaces like Carvana where you can identify what car you might qualify for based on your income and your credit. And that's all done with a soft credit check. Now, what are we going to learn today? We're going to learn a little bit about what is a soft credit check, what's the difference between a soft credit check and a hard credit check, what are the requirements for it, who can use it, and how these different industries are driving more revenue and saving time and money using soft credit checks. So let's dive right in. What is a soft credit check? A soft credit check is a credit inquiry that, one, does not place an inquiry on the credit report, and two, does not affect the customer's credit score. We can deliver the exact same information that's on a hard pull, just on the soft pull. There's no difference as far as the data is concerned. The difference is the intent of the borrower. Is this person actually applying for a loan, or are they asking to pre-qualify? In other words, if I did apply, would I be approved?
So why do solar guys like us so much? Well, with iSoftpull, we have a lot of benefits for solar companies. So with the solar companies that I've encountered, they love us because, hey, a lot of them have reps that are out in the field, so they're driving around town, going from house to house, and then ultimately go inside someone's house. Then they may even do a presentation with someone, which could take another hour or two, only to find out at the end, this guy has a 500 credit score. So that just wasted a bunch of time for the actual sales rep, but it also wasted the company time, paying them, maybe reimbursing them from gas, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of solar customers love us because, hey, before even driving out to that person's house, or let's say you wanted to just, show up to the person's house and right away say, hey, let's fill this out, you'll instantly know, is this person a 500 credit score or are they a 750 credit score? Because knowing that right away is going to let you know if you should stay in that house or leave.
Mortgage professionals benefit from using our platform for many reasons. The main thing is having that information from the start helps them determine what the borrower's options are. Is it going to be an FHA loan, a conventional loan, jumbo, something non-conventional? Now, if they're a broker, is it going to lender A, B, C, or D? They can use it to get a larger network of realtors that refer to them. When you give that consumer-facing application to a realtor, they're inclined to use it because the LO, lender, broker can then reply to the realtor and say, hey, I can get that guy funded right now. So we're scratching our realtor's back, the realtor's scratching ours, because when they use that consumer application, they're referring that person to you for a mortgage instantly. So that's a great way to grow your business. Also, it can serve as a great lead generation tool on your website. It can be used in email campaigns. Maybe send out a refi email campaign. Hey, fill this out, see if you pre-qualify for refinancing. Great tool to help generate more leads, save time. As a result, they're closing more deals.
All right, so now that we've reviewed the different industries that use iSoftpull and why your customers will love that you have it, let's talk to one of our software specialists, Matt, for a product overview.
All right, let's dive into our platform. You can log in from iSoftpull.com, hover over this tab that says Customer Logins. We have a platform login, also a billing login. Once you click Platform Login, you'll go ahead and put in your email and password, just like you'd log into any other cloud-based software. Here's the home page. First thing I'm going to go over with you is how to run an application manually. It'll be as simple as clicking New Applicant here in the bottom left of menu section. When we're running an application manually, this is assuming that we've already captured consent from the borrower to do so. So you'll see here, I went ahead and put in an applicant's name, address, contact information, and we get to the sensitive information section and you see that it's optional. So again, we can run the soft pull credit check with just their full name and their address. If I scroll down a bit more, you'll see This paragraph is a script you can use to capture the borrower's consent over the phone on a recorded line. That's one way to do it. If you've already captured consent on a borrower's authorization form or a loan application, we're good to go. We trust you that you've done it when you click this box here that says, I certify that I've received consent from the consumer. Once you click continue, a report will automatically pop up, and let's take a look. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the report format when we're viewing it digitally. You see that there's 6 tabs up top: summary, profile, etc. Just makes the report easier to view one tab at a time. On the summary page here, you'll see the FICO score and scoring model. You do have the ability to also capture income in the application form if you'd like. If you've done so, then you'll see a debt-to-income ratio here. We also have some totals and percentages here based on what's being utilized in their credit limits. At the bottom of the summary section, a great button here, Reprocess Applicant. Anytime you're viewing an older report and maybe someone had to go to credit repair and came back to you, or it took them 6 months to close on a property or just to make a decision. When we're looking at the older report, we can always click Reprocess Applicant, and that'll pull up a new report for us with fresh data. The Profile tab just has personal info, addresses and employment information, account history. This is usually also known as trade lines. So this is going to be every line of credit within the last 7 to 10 years. You'll notice it's very easy to read. Every number here has a title above it. Also, the payment history section, that shows the most current 24 months of payment history. You'll notice that these are all green. This person is a good example. I'll go back up to the key, and you'll see what the other colors represent. If one of those months was yellow, that would represent a 30-day late payment. If it gets orange, it's very late. Red if it's a collection or charge-off. So anytime there's any delinquencies in their payment history, it'll stand out in a different color than green. Public records, if they have any bankruptcies, tax liens, judgments, in some states overdue child support records, they would show up here. Inquiries, the hard pulls that have been ran on them in the last 2 years. It'll show you the name of the creditor here. You'll be able to see if they've been shopping around with your competition. What's important to know here is that a soft pull will never show up in this section. They're commercially invisible. The last tab, Print Report. This will give you the ability to print out a copy for yourself. All the same data stacked vertically there for you. You have the option to print it or save it as a PDF if you'd like. And that's that. What I just showed you is all the same credit data that you'd get on a hard pull. And it's for the purpose of pre-qualification. We ran that with just their full name and address. So let's go back to the home page again. Okay. What you'll notice here at the top, it says Process New Applicants, a couple different links. So these are other ways to process applications. The bottom link there for agents and phone processing. This is great if you have a call center, maybe it's in a different location, not even your office. What it does is it gives the ability of a telemarketer to process the application for you without giving them access to someone's secure information. The report still gets submitted into your login. To send to consumers. This is the most commonly used application. I'll go ahead and click on it and give you an idea of how it works. And I have one pulled up here. Here we go. So this is the view of the consumer when they're filling it out themselves. They're going to see your logo up top where it says test in red. Also your company name here in the consent language. So they go ahead and fill it out themselves. When they click these buttons, I agree, I certify, their consent is automatically being captured, time-stamped, IP address stamped, and stored. So that responsibility is no longer a burden for you. When they click continue, a few different things can happen, but they do get a response. Just remember that. I'm going to backtrack a little bit and then we'll get more into that. Okay. Let's just go back to the home page here. And what you'll see underneath Process New Applicants is the section that says Active Offers. So what we're looking at here is different tiers that can be set up. We have a decisioning engine that's built in. It will automatically decide for you which offer your applicant qualifies for. On your end, you're going to have the ability to customize these however you'd like. You could just make one offer and keep it simple. They either pass or they fail. You could make 10 different offers and make it very complex. It's up to you. And this can help you save time. That decision's made for you. When you're looking at a list of your applicants, The name of the offer will be right there on the summary page of the report. Right above the FICO score, you have the result, the offer. So if I click on Add New Offers, this is where I can set this up, and you'll get a better idea of what I mean. You could set up an offer, for example, if you're a broker, for multiple different lenders and their underwriting criteria. If you have different tiers of financing, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, if based on someone's credit profile, they're going to have to put more money down or less money down. You can make different offers and that decision will be made for you. For this demonstration purpose, let's call it a gold, silver, and bronze to keep it simple. So if I want to set up my gold offer here, I just clicked on this tab, Add New Offers. Okay, the only thing that's required to set up an offer is just this bottom criteria here, credit score of at least. Now, maybe for the gold offer, we'll say they have to have a credit score of at least 725. Maybe the silver is 675 and the bronze is 625, or whatever you'd like to set it to. It could be as simple as just making different FICO score ranges. If you want to add income in there as well, if you're capturing income in the form, you may do so. And we have all kinds of other underwriting criteria we can choose from. Some of the more popular ones are maybe, for the gold offer, they can't have a bankruptcy in a certain amount of years. Maybe it's no 30-day late payments in the last 6, 9, 12, 24 months, whatever it might be. So all kinds of different options we can choose from. Foreclosures, repossessions, specifically mortgage delinquencies, judgments or liens, all kinds of underwriting criteria here. Again, it can be very simple and it could just be a different FICO score range. Now, the reason I showed you this before I went into the response, again, when we're at the consumer application, as soon as the consumer clicks continue, they're going to get one of two responses. If they're not qualified for any offers that you've set up, or you choose not to set any offers up at all, you're just keeping it simple, to get a generic response. Basically says, hey, thanks for applying, and we're going to follow up with you in the next, couple hours, whatever it might be. Whatever, that was paraphrased, but basically, thank you, and we're going to reach out. Now, maybe if they qualify for the gold offer, we'd like to say something different. And that's where this comes in here. Perhaps the response now could be, congratulations, you've been pre-qualified for our gold offer. You see also there it says, click learn more to take the next steps. The reason we say that is there's a hyperlink in the response that will say learn more. And when they click on the hyperlink, it'll direct them to whatever URL we type in this third box when we're setting up the offer. I think the best use for this third box is your actual loan application. Loanapp.com, we'll call it. Perhaps it could be a link to your calendar, and now your qualified leads are now setting appointments with you. Whatever you'd like to do, whatever the next step for them is, I think the best use is to get them right to an application if they are pre-qualified. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look real quick at the response we have set up here for this offer. Congrats, you've been pre-qualified for the gold offer. Click learn more to take the next steps. You see the link here, iSoftpull.com/landing page tier 2. Okay, now let's go ahead and see how this works exactly in real time. We'll pretend that I'm Cherry here, this fake person. She clicks continue, and she's going to qualify for that mid-tier offer, and so you'll see the response here to the consumer. Congrats, you've been pre-qualified for the gold offer. Click learn more to take the next steps. And if you remember that link, when she clicks learn more, she's going to be instantly directed to that link. What this means for you is you can now, generate a lead online from an email campaign. Perhaps it's a call to action button in your email signature. Maybe it was from a referral partner like a realtor that gave a potential home buyer access to your link. Whatever it may be, you just generated the new lead, and within 30 seconds, without even speaking to them, they're now filling out your loan application or setting an appointment with you, whatever the next step is. Okay, and one more feature I'd like to show you about our platform here is when you click on this API Access tab. What we provide for you here is a plug-and-play API that will allow you to request the data from the application form into your CRM. You can pull it into your CRM. That's the information that's inputted into the form. Name, address, contact info, perhaps income. What you'll also see here is we have an integration with Zapier, and this gets very exciting. Zapier is a platform that integrates one platform to another. So it has relationships with several different platforms like CRMs, marketing platforms, email contact platforms. This is great. One, it allows you to get more data than just what's on the form into your CRM. A lot of data we can get from the summary page of the report right into the CRM, the result of the decision right into the CRM. What we can also do, for example, with Facebook marketing is create a lookalike audience based on everybody in your gold offer. We can send email campaigns to different credit profiles. Everyone in my gold offer gets this email. Everyone in my silver offer gets this email. So all kinds of cool, exciting things we can do with the Zapier integration. And lastly, we're not limited to what I just explained in the API Access tab. We do have a full API that you can, custom develop to your liking as well.
All right, Matt, thank you for that deep dive into our software. If you could, let's talk a little bit about pricing.
All right, let's talk pricing. First thing you'll see, it's a month-to-month deal. No long-term agreement. You can cancel anytime with 30 days notice. Just a one-time fee to get started, only $250. Gets you set up, trained. That includes help with software configuration like our Zapier integration, website optimization, framing the application into your website, or creating a call to action button. The main reason for this cost is to cover the cost of an on-site inspection. It's a simple compliance task. Low threshold, nothing intimidating. That's where we'll find an inspector in your area. That inspector will reach out to you to schedule it on your time, not a surprise visit. They just want to make sure that your office is compliant, you have the ability to store credit data safely, and you are who you say you are. We'll go into that more in a little bit. Okay, $200 a month. That gives you access to our platform and all of its features. We went over the decisioning engine, right? It decides which offer the applicant's qualified for and responds to the consumer accordingly. Also, the consumer-facing application itself. Unlimited users. This is a great value. Not even if you're just a one-man shop, it's a great value because you can have extra applications to use for specific lead funnels and know where that applicant came from. Dedicated customer experience manager. This will be the person that gets you set up, onboarded, and trained. You also have me as your rep. That means you have two people here that know who you are, we're familiar with your account, and you'll never have to, be put on hold for 30 minutes or have to talk to a third-party answering service. Nothing like that. Real-time alerts, of course. That means no delay between processing an application and receiving the report. When the consumer fills out the application, you get notified with an email instantly, and the report's there for you to view in real time. Then just $3 for each report that you run. That's the entire credit report, whatever scoring model you need, a FICO score, all the same credit data that's on a hard pull, right? Public records, trade lines, personal info, it's all there, inquiries. Just $3, and that's with just the full name and address. Also on the screen, you'll notice our tiered pricing options for higher volumes of reports.
All right, so let's take a minute and talk about who can use iSoftpull and what it takes to get started.
Basically just two main requirements to be a client of ours. The first requirement is that you have permissible purpose. To fit our purpose, you need to be viewing the report for the purpose of pre-qualifying someone for financing, brokering a loan, or a lender actually directly. Now, the office requirements. You have to have a commercial office location. It does have to have a lock on the door, a paper shredder, a file cabinet with a lock, 4 walls around you that separate you from any other businesses, and that's something that we check with an inspector prior to onboarding you as a client. That being said, if you are a mortgage professional and you are licensed through NMLS, the office requirement is no longer there. You can have your independent brokerage at the home office.
So let's review what we've talked about today. We reviewed a little bit about soft credit checks, who can use them, what a permissible purpose is, and we also talked a little bit about our software, gave a demonstration, and reviewed our pricing. At the end of the day, our customers are getting more deals. Why? Because they're generating more leads and they're saving time and money on unqualified prospects. If you'd like more information or you want to get started, go ahead and click the link below, and we'd love to speak with you. Cheers.